Alright, I'm at home right now, so I thought I'd take advantage of my little set here. Here in this video, I will be peer critiquing Maxim Smith. So I'm going to be going over his verbal behaviors that I'd like to replicate in my speech, his nonverbal behaviors that I'd like to use in the future, and things that he can kind of do to improve. Alright, so some of his verbal behaviors that he did that I would like to replicate in future speeches. There was a segment in his speech where he was talking about the way his mother writes.
I decided to do a secondary analysis of the Myers-Briggs article by testing this theory out on my mother.
And he did recaps.
She writes in an ascending manner, which is linked to optimism and joyfulness, associated with extroversion and feeling. And she also crosses her T's somewhat lower, which is linked to a lower self-esteem.
He did recaps explaining what the different things in his speech meant as he was explaining them. I didn't really do that, so I feel the audience got a little lost. I got lost while I was watching my presentation, so I feel like recaps of vamping is a thing that I could try to do in the future, that I will do in my next speech. As for a nonverbal behavior that he had that I would like to include in my future speeches are flashcards. I did not like flashcards at the beginning. I did not use flashcards because I feel like they felt unprofessional. But what I soon quickly realized was by not using flashcards, the screen, my visual aids were blurred by text. Because of that, I feel like people got lost trying to read the text and then they couldn't hear me because they were trying to read the text or whatever. So I feel like less text, more flashcards. I need to use flashcards. If a lot of information is on a slide, then it would look very sloppy and like not very clean at all and not very aesthetically pleasing. And that's the way my slides looked, in all honesty. If I remove the information from the slide and put it onto flashcards that I can have just in front of me, then I feel like we're good to go. As for things that Maxim can improve, I feel like he did a fairly decent, solid job with his speech. One thing that I think he can improve more, though, is to talk more to the audience. He mostly just read off his flashcards, which I understand. I would probably do that, but I feel like when you do that, you lose audience engagement, and I just feel like that's something that we should all try to work on. I also think that he should pace around the room as well. I always like it when stand-up comics or professors like pace around the room as they're talking. I feel like it's engaging to me.
Get out of here with that shit!
It really helps me pay attention better. I feel like everyone should pace around while talking, myself included, which is kind of ironic because I'm not right now, but whatever. So to recap, one thing that Maxim did that I'd like to use in the future is recaps, which I'm doing right now. I feel like recaps really put the whole thing full circle. Another nonverbal behavior that Maxim had that I would like to replicate is the usage of flashcards. I think Maxim can improve by not looking at the flashcards as much and talking more to the audience. I also think he can start to pace around the room, but that's just at everyone, that's not just to him.
Those are those quiet days when people are like, it looks like the horse has finally calmed down. And then 10 seconds later, the horse is like, I'm gonna run towards the baby incubators and smash them with my hooves. I got nice hooves and a long tail, I'm a horse. And it's like, oh, that's what I thought you'd say, you dumb f***ing horse.